going to all the victims. Gutierrez, say his name. Say his name. Say his name. And let's practice loyalty to humanity. Thank you.
Mic check. Mic check. Yes. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. As we say in Oakland, all power to the people. 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 Tyrone West. What's his name? Tyrone West. What's his name? Tyrone West. What's his name? Tyrone West. Now listen, I understand it's the 10-year anniversary, so I'm just going to ask all of us to take a minute of silence just to think about Tyrone, to bring him here into our space so that we share among each other the struggle about getting justice, that he's with us, because we're going to win this for him. So a moment of silence for Tyrone West. Thank you. Thank you. Tyrone West. Tyrone West. Tyrone West. First, I like to say publicly, Tawana, we love you. I mean, she's been a part of our story and our journey, because never have we witnessed and heard a sister or mother or even father just stand at a place every Wednesday for her brother. 10 years, so that's right. I thought it was my turn to talk. Okay. That's the wife over there, that helped me through this. But, what I want to say, Tawana, thank you for just being out there, for setting the example, because this is not easy to do. Us who have suffered that most egregious act of violence on our family member, and then to be out here traveling back to that moment in time, that wound and reopening, and sometimes, like myself, I get stuck there and can't do nothing but cry. Sometimes I get stuck there and can't do nothing but be angry. There's other times I get stuck there and then I have to fight my way out of that stuckness just to be able to speak, to you concerning this struggle. But what I want to say is thank you all for being out here supporting Tawana. Because I tell you, in Oakland, when Oscar was murdered, it was the community that loved on us, that stood with us, that cried with us, went back and forth to court with us, but most importantly, shouted out, "I am Oscar Grant." And it was because of that mantra that we were able to get, for the first time in California state history, an officer arrested, charged, convicted, and sent to jail. So this is just significant that you're still here with us, with her. Yes, thank you for the support. But it's significant that you're still here with her, and we pray that you continue to be with her as long as she is here, and her community is here. She can do this. I know it's been times she shared that she's been alone, but the fact is that she's still here. And so we want to thank all of you for supporting and loving on her, and being with her, and loving on Tyrone, her brother, and just uplifting his name every week, because he's still here with us. He has not been forgotten. That's because of all of you, and especially his sister, Tawana. So thank you, Tawana, for that. Let me ask you, how many of you even have not? How many of you have not heard of Oscar Grant? If you have not heard his name, just raise your hand. So I'm talking to the true activist, because Oscar, as you know, was the flashpoint of this movement that we see happening today. How many of you actually seen the movie Fruitvale Station? Raise your hand. Pretty much all of you. Thank you for supporting the movie and knowing that that could have been your nephew, your loved one, your brother, someone that you knew. Exactly. It could have been you. And thank you for being here and supporting her, and always flying us on your body. You hear what I'm saying? Some faces represents us and our loved ones. So you've been a true soldier to be able to do that consistently, every day. And so we didn't come here to talk about us, but just to share a little piece of us and what we do. Again, the wife, I think, shared that we're the co-founders of Love Not Blood campaign, and Tawana's been in our lives for quite some time. Ms. Pettiford, good to see you. She's been a part of our network of families, going to these conferences and just loving on each other, embracing each other, and standing with each other, And we definitely always look for support to make it happen. I just put that out there because that's the truth. Because we try to bring as many families as we can, and it's the community, it's the different folks that really believe in the mission and love to see these families come together and love on each other, embrace each other, and to help each other get through that moment of time when they're stuck in the middle of the night and they've met someone at the conference that they got the number from and they call and they lean on. And so in conclusion, I'll say this. We were just with Representative Cori Bush pushing a piece of legislation called the People Response Act. And this, how many of you heard of the piece of legislation I'm speaking of? Raise your hand. Okay, you heard of it. It pertains to, as we know, many of us that are being killed in these streets by these rogue police officers is because the individual was in a mental state crisis. And they came without medical help, but they came with their weapons and, as you know, killed that individual. Many have been killed that way. So this People Response Act is to address that very issue, to make sure that it becomes more of a public health issue rather than a criminal issue because you're in a mental state crisis, sending thereby certified and qualified individuals that know how to deal with a person in a mental crisis rather than someone with a badge and gun coming to criminalize you because you're having a mental state crisis. So as you hear more about this bill, we definitely want you to be in support of it and to stand with us. And I'll go ahead and end it there. Thank you again for allowing me to be in your space, to speak to you and to share this moment of time. We love you. Thank you.
Oh, I love you guys more. Thank you so much. They come from the West Coast. Let me just say to my sister, my sister, today would have been her daughter's 26th birthday. Let's take it. Come here and say your baby's name. Okay? Come say your baby's name while we're here. We got 3 minutes because the Uber's coming, but I just want to make sure that we acknowledge this queen. Right? She's a genius. Y'all just don't know. She is a genius. She is. Give it up. She got a mind. She gonna show y'all because she is a genius. She is a creator. Let me stop talking.
My daughter's name is Ajay Harad. She was killed on Ricestown Road, 2012. I'm here, as y'all know, representing two people. My father-in-law, Anthony Anderson, and my daughter, Ajay Harad. Anthony Anderson was killed September the 21st, 2012. And 2 weeks later, the Baltimore City Police Department set my daughter up.
Oh my God. Today is her daughter's birthday. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. Let's have a moment of silence for her daughter. It's her birthday. To the top.
Right now, God, we hear this mother. We hear her crying out in pain, God. God, we ask that you fall like rain and comfort her soul, God. That you comfort her spirit, God. God, that you embrace her like the father that you are, God. We thank you that her daughter is with you, God. We thank you, God, and we ask that you strengthen her, God, we ask you that you strengthen Tawanda, God, and everyone standing here, God, because the work is not done, God. We know that we are soldiers and we are fighting for the lives that have been lost. We are fighting for the people of this city and the people of this country. God, let these tears not fall, but let them just water a ground and water seeds that will build and break bondage, God. God, I ask that you would just fall and comfort her. Sister, I hope that you know that you are loved. I hope you know that your baby girl is safe now. And nothing and no one can ever hurt her. And God, I just know that you know that the city wraps around you, this people wrap around you, we wrap around you. Okay? Nothing can get you. I'm going to sing for my baby right now. That's how I say her name. Ajay Harod.
Say her name.
Ajay Harod.
Say her name.
Ajay Harod.
Say her name.
My baby could sing, and I can't hold a candle to her. I sung last night, but I'm going to sing my song that I wrote for her again, and it's called All Planned Out. Don't tell me it's over now. I said, don't tell me it's over now. Please don't tell me it's over now. 'Cause God's got it all planned out. I said my Father's got it, and it's all planned out. Yes, your Father's got it, and it's all planned out. I tell you, God's got it, and it's all planned out. So don't you worry, it's all planned out. And when you feel like you're all stressed out, don't you worry, it's all planned out. And when you feel like there's no way out, don't you worry, it's all planned out. I said my Father's got it, and it's all planned out. Yes, your Father's got it, and it's all planned out. I tell you, God's got it, and it's all planned out. So don't you worry, it's all planned out. Your healing, your deliverance, your pain and suffering, your family, your finances, whatever your burden is, don't you worry, it's all planned out. I'm going to say it one more time. I said my Father's got it, and it's all planned out. Yes, your Father's got it, and it's all planned out. I tell you, God's got it, and it's all planned out. So don't you worry, it's all planned out. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Love y'all too. Next time we come back.
We just had somebody online ask what the link to your organization is. Could you speak that on the mic?
www.lovenotbloodcampaign.org. And we always We also are Families United for Justice, which is a campaign of Love Not Blood campaign. And thank you all. Thank you online for asking. Thank you all. Thank you. Oh, can't wait to see you. Families United will never be divided. That's right. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So, definitely on it. There's my brother and sister coming from the West Coast. That means so much to me. It's priceless. Literally to come stand in solidarity for my brother's 10-year commemoration. That's amazing. So, and my heart goes out to you, Queen. You know, and again, if you haven't seen the movie Fruitville Station, please watch it. But it's trigger warning. It was painful. But I'm just so thankful that Uncle Bobby and them got accountability, and that's what we want. Even though they get full accountability, because the officer wound up getting placed on house arrest, ain't do no time. But the fact that the world knows about who Oscar Grant is, that's amazing. And the fact that they're pulling families together, united for accountability, that's amazing. And that's what it's all about. And just real quick, I just wanted to share that in these 10 years, it's just unreal. And the day I've been like, ever since I left Kentmore and Carrollsway, me and my sister, spirits has been shook up. I've been angry all day. Like I've been angry, I've been hurt, and it's just so much going on. But at the end of the day, none of that's going to stop me. It's going to keep us pushing forward. You know, and at the end of the day, you can always have somebody to criticize you and what you do, how you do it, but never there really to support you. You know, it's sad, but it is what it is. So, again, I'm going to keep being me. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do, just like I always said. And I'm thankful for y'all. But if ever come a time that everybody walk away, I promise you I will be right there by my side, by myself, with no one by my side. It doesn't matter. Because my brother did not deserve to be brutally murdered. And to have 17 animals still working and walking the beat is very disgusting. And then I think I got even more rattled up when I heard one of the witnesses, and big up to my brother that put out the story today, tagged everybody, Twitter was going off, all of that. And that's just one witness. Y'all haven't even witnessed like the ones that they discredit to cover up my brother's murder. And they didn't even know my brother. We had over 32 witnesses to say that Mr. West was brutally murdered. Pepper spray, tape. I couldn't even hear it because I don't like it. Takes me back to that spot. It takes me back to that spot. And it's just of sadness and darkness. But at the end of the day, I just really feel like, and I really feel it strong. I really feel like before this year closes out, something's going to change in my brother's case. I don't know what it is, but I feel like something is coming. I feel like accountability is coming down. That's why I feel like they're sending people at me, as they always did for the last 10 years. You have no idea of all the hell and nightmares that my family, myself, have been going through, like with death threats, all type of stuff. And that is the main reason that I don't have my children out here in the West Windsor or my brother's children. I'm not that selfish. I'm out here pretty much open for anybody to do whatever they want to do to me. I take that from my brother. But people don't realize it. So why would I have my brother kids on the front line where we don't even my babies when we know that we got targets on our back? That's stupid. And I had somebody to hit me up today feeling some type of way because I don't have my brother kids out. Like, are you kidding me? My brother kids is the reason why I'm out here. Are you kidding me? And I hope they watching. Because I already done told them and they can see me saying it again for the second time today. But again, like I said, you can criticize me all you want to. I don't care. That makes me know that I'm on my, I ain't even going to use no potty words, my A game. Thank you, shut them down. And again, we had officers watching us, a peaceful protest. But we couldn't pay one officer to be in Brooklyn the day of the massacre. We couldn't pay one officer. All we needed was that one. That one
To be right there in Brooklyn. Do you think somebody might have would have shot it up? Maybe not. They would have thought. Even one of the baby victims' grandmother said all we needed was one police off the truck. Couldn't. But maybe we should have took West Wednesday down there and they all would have showed up. That's sad and disgusting. Instead of them watching what's really going on, they rather watch us. They even had the nerve to show up at my brother's candlelight visual. Had it not been for my cousin, bless her heart, she ran them away. She went over there like, what? Like, I felt some type of way. Why are y'all out here? I told her to ask her why we're named Brooklyn Park. Shame on them. And then we had a whole city. And I want to talk about that for a few minutes because I'm really disturbed. Because they're literally even trying to get poor people evicted out of their damn house. They will go to that level. This is how you know this is a capitalist, racist system that don't give a damn about none of us. And it's all tied with police brutality, homicides, all of that. It is a system designed that is working the way it should work, and that's the pretty much they don't give a damn about us. It's all about the dollars. Because at the end of the day, you're talking about when a so-called alleged curfew was going on, that these kids can't go nowhere near the harbor, nowhere near White Marsh, nowhere near. Because if they even had whiff or wind that the children were coming out, they treat them like the children of the corn, like they evil. They got it in for our babies. It started as the squeegee kids. Then it went from the squeegee just to the regular teenagers. But keep in mind, guys, who was at the front of the line when Freddie Gray was murdered? Our babies, the teenagers. What was the homicide status of quo? What was the homicide status of quo in the city? It was down, but it spiked completely up, and it's been up ever since. Why? Because people that's supposed to serve and protect us are turning their back and neglecting us. That's why. Because they still feel some type of way, even though nobody was held accountable. But the fact, and y'all know I don't rock with Marilyn Monroe, but the fact that you had a black woman to step up and say, charge these stinking animals. And that's why Fox 45 got an in for her. But it's sad and it's disgusting. But that's why I say, with anybody that's in power, you should do right. Because guess what? You ain't nothing to them. You still in our skin. They will turn you away. They doing all the stuff. You see everybody. Captain Pew did nothing for our family. What they do? Healthy Holly. They threw an old lady in jail for 2 years. I could have killed that old lady. They threw her right in jail. But she wanted to sit down at the table with my family in the 2 years of pain to tell us we got accountability because of a paycheck. Like, are you kidding me? And mind you, a paycheck that I turned down because it's not about the income, it's about the outcome. At the end of the day, if you murdered my brother, you deserve to make sure that his kids are taken care of. You took a provider away from them. You took a grandfather that never got to meet none of his grandbabies but one. But one baby. You did that. My brother's blood is on your hands. And to take it a step further, when his baby son was going through a mental health crisis, all because his father was murdered, and he blamed himself because he didn't go from basketball practice to go spend the day with his father. He went through hell. They locked my baby up and everything for 5 bloody years, beat him in jail, tortured him, tortured him. And they probably would have killed him had it not been for the West Coalition stepping up, calling down there and saying, you better not lay another hand on my baby. I got all my 5,000 followers to call where he was at and told them not to lay another finger on my baby. But it's stuff like that. So it's just really, it's heartbreaking for anybody to ever try to even come to me without the word of thank you coming from their mouth, then to come with me for some bull crap. But they can keep the bull crap over there because I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I've been suffering with bull crap for 10 years. Another day, another dollar ain't going to hurt me. And it's sad. And the reason why I say dollar, this is a capitalist system that does not care about anything. It cares about the dollar. When you see officers out here, unfortunately, they're not out here for the people. They're out here to serve and protect the buildings and everything else. A building gets more protection than we do.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. A building gets more protection. An animal gets more protection. Everybody is more protected than we are, and that's sad and very disgusting. And it's deliberate. years of oppression, 400 years of depression, oppression, everything, neglect, everything. They hate us while we're in our mother's womb. We ain't even here and they trying to kill us. With the food we eat, the way we think, everything, the television, everything, all that's connected to a capitalist system that it ain't gonna work. I was watching a magic show today at Fun Camp, and I was so amazed. I was like, whoo! How in the world did this magician pull out a broken purse? All he did was have the purse frame, and he gave it to one of my little friends, and that's why I put it on Facebook. And he pulled something out of it. It's an illusion. That's what the system is, a goddamn illusion. Want to make you feel like they fixing it. Oh, we get this person in office, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, they're gonna fix it. We get the consent decree, they're gonna fix it. Pop Star Magic Dragon, the damn Doug Capone show. I'm sick of it. And the sad part about it, they keep on pushing their power back. Nobody has power when it's time to use it. The prosecutors don't know how to convict police, killer cops. They can prosecute everything else, but when it's time to prosecute a killer cop, they get dumbfounded. They rather blame it on a van. Freddie Gray's death did not result in a rough ride. It resulted to killer cops murdering him, neglecting him, and killing him. That's what it had nothing to do with the damn van. Nothing to do with the van. But they will blame everything, just like look at Brooklyn homes. They're trying to get poor people evicted. They're trying to get poor people evicted. Look at the thing that's going on with the squeegee kid, the 14-year-old kid that had, and God forgive me, because anybody that gets murdered is very sad. I'm heartbroken. My heart goes out to Timothy Remnant's family. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong, but my heart goes out to anybody that's murdered because I know how I feel to be a sister and you want accountability. But at the same time, you're talking about somebody with road rage that jumped out, a grown man with a baseball bat, jumping over 8 lanes, coming at the teenagers that are already scared and they already going at each other in a violent ways, and you come after a baby, and now they're going to try to wash him all the way down the drain. And I always think about that other baby that got scared when the cop shot at his head and he accidentally ran to over. He was just trying to get out there. They gave him life. He will never see the street again. Have they ever gave a killer cop life? Never. Hell no. They don't know how to prosecute when it comes to killer cops. Oh no. But they know how to prosecute when it comes to squeegee kids. They know how to put people down that's poor in Brooklyn homes or in any. That's the same. Black. Absolutely. Black, brown. Absolutely. Absolutely. They know how to prosecute us to the fullest extent of the law. If I would have did anything that was done to what happened to my brother, you would have never met me. You would have never saw me. I probably would have been electrocuted. Now they would have brought the electric chair back out for me. They wouldn't have gave me illegal injection. They would have put me in an electric chair and fried me. But when these killer cops kill us, they get promotions, they get full immunity, they get all that. They get a white shirt, all that. You kill a Negro, you become a hero, and that's just the bottom line. No cut cards. But we live in a capitalist system that I feel like right now it needs to be smashed and thrown in the trash. There's no other way. I done tried every way. I done sat down with my brother. I done wrote the President Obama when my brother was murdered. He responded back. I felt like I was Dorothy going down a yellow brick road. I had my red ruby slippers on. And I'm like, we're gonna get accountability. They're gonna see we getting accountability. I'm about to meet Mr. Red. I'm about to meet all these people in power. They got videos out there, all that. And the whole time, the power within me ain't had nothing to do with those people. Nothing. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. I started feeling like the Tin Man. He could have oiled his own damn self up. I started feeling like the Scarecrow. Like we've been bamboozled. I've been bamboozled for 10 years of believing in a dirty system. Well, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Smash it and trash it. Mic check. Mic check. Anybody want to say anything? My queen, do you want to add anything before we go to the sad list?
And Hillary, do you have the exposure? Because I left it home.
I just wanted to say that, Queen, just like you said, you always going to be out here. As long as I got breath in my body, I'm going to be standing with you. Because you have given me strength that I didn't know I had to be able to be out here and to be able to speak on my daughter and my father-in-law. I used to be so shy, and it's so sad that I had to lose my family members to find my voice to say that this is got to stop. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I want y'all to say all their names. Tyrone West, Anthony Anderson, Ajay Harad. They will never die until y'all kill us. Timothy Flemings. All the victims of police brutality and street violence. Enough is enough.
And again, before we read the sad list tonight, oh, I mean, I know last week we had a lot of names on board, but sorry I don't have my script with me. And I hate reading from a script, but I just don't want to disrespect no families. Hillary is going to share with you guys. Mic check.
Mic check!
So it is the mission of the West Coalition to work for accountability for Tyrone West and all victims of police brutality. We believe there is a connection between police brutality and community violence. Police can use de-escalation strategies to diffuse situations without necessarily using force, and we encourage community members to resolve disputes without violence. We care deeply about those families impacted by police brutality and community violence. We seek to lift up the names of their loved ones from a place of respect and care. We obtain lists of names of those shot and killed by police and those lost to community violence from national and local news outlets. We know that these are by no means exhaustive lists and that gun violence isn't the only way people are murdered. We do not obtain detailed information about the circumstances surrounding each of these deaths or the people who died. By reading these names, we are not condoning violent behavior on the part of anyone involved in the situation.
Thank you. So at this moment, I would like for us to take another minute, guys. If you're into prayer, please say a prayer. If not, that's fine. Just send positive thoughts this way to the families. Because at the end of the day, we can read the list all night long. The pain hits different when it's your loved one. The pain hits totally different when it's your loved one, even though you can empathize, right, with someone. But the pain totally hits different when it's your loved one just snatched away. Snatched away. So let's just please just take 1 minute. Mic check.
Mic check!
Thank you guys so much. So I don't know who has the homicide list. Because I don't see Brian out. All right, so well, unfortunately, I don't see the homicide list. But again, we praying for you. You guys are in our positive thoughts. We love you. If there's anything that we can do as a coalition group, please just reach out to us. And at the end of the day, I advise you. It's my own. I'm using my own advice because I did it. Get into counseling because you're going to need it. Get into counseling because you have to get used to having a whole total new life. And again, I want to give a special shout out to my daughter from another mother. Her and her aunt, her her aunt was just murdered last week, and before we got a chance to even, I was going to throw a big huge press conference for Lakeisha Wheeler, and we were going to do a news conference at 30, but unfortunately we didn't make it. And my heart goes out, but the funeral for Lakeisha Wheeler is tomorrow, so I'll be praying. I'm sorry, on Friday. The funeral was on this Friday. I'll be praying for Lakeisha Wheeler family, anybody that's going through funerals, because even though my loved one wasn't on the news and wasn't murdered, but we have another West family member that is no longer here and will be, and without family going through, so mic check.
Mike, check.
Good evening. These are the names of people whose lives were stolen by police around the United States between June 28th and July 9th. 12 days, 48 lives. In many cases, we know the name and we'll uphold the name. For those that haven't been with us before, if we don't know the name, we usually say killer cops and cell blocks, and then Ashe, which is Yoruba for meaning, let it be so. So first, 17 years old, killed in Maricopa, Arizona on June the 28th. A young man whose name has not yet been released.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. On June the 28th again, and this is the time frame when I mentioned last week that I haven't seen a 12-day period with this many police killings before. Many of the days there are 5, 6, or 7 people that were victimized by the police. On June the 28th again, 54 years old, Esther, Alaska, killed by police, Matthew Heller.
Matthew Heller.
June 28th again in Los Angeles, California, an unidentified man.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. June 28th, yet again in Point Richmond, California, 66 years old, Kevin McDonald.
Kevin McDonald.
June 28th, one more, Portsmouth, Virginia, 56 years old, not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. June 28th, yet again in Cantonment, Florida, a man not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. Moving to June 29th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a man not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. June 29th again, Montgomery, Alabama, 35 years old, killed by police, Isaiah Garcia.
Isaiah Garcia.
June 29th again, Sanderson, Florida, 36 years old, killed by police, James Tabbitt.
James Tabbitt.
June 29th, Frostproof, Florida, 37 years old, killed by police, Raymond Martinez.
Raymond Martinez.
June 29th again, in Baltimore, Maryland, 40 years old, killed by police, Darrell Gamble.
Darrell Gamble.
Right here. June 30th, in Iredell County, North Carolina, 44 years old, killed by police, Gregory Cribb.
Gregory Cribb.
June 30th, in Stonewall, Mississippi, a man, I'm sorry, I don't know what gender it is, a person killed by police, not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. June 30th again in Clifton Forge, Virginia. And they often tell the police narrative, this is from the Washington Post, and say that the person had a gun. So it's unusual in this set of killings by police. In quite a few cases, they actually say unarmed. And this particular person was listed as unarmed. Leonidas Tamanini.
Leonidas Tamanini.
Fresno, California, again on June 30th, 30 years old, killed by police, Tyler Deal.
Tyler Deal.
June 30th, again, Tampa, Florida, 42 years old, killed by police, LaQuincy Ward.
LaQuincy Ward.
July 1st, Phoenix, Arizona, 33 years old, Raul Mendez.
Raul Mendez.
July 1st, in Gallatin, Tennessee, 20 years old, Devin Rutherford.
Devin Rutherford.
July 2nd, Effington County, Georgia, 40 years old, Sam Knight.
Sam Knight.
July 2nd again, Ligonier Township, Pennsylvania, 59 years old, Robbie Saunders.
Robbie Saunders.
July 3rd, Huntington, West Virginia, And again, they point out that he was unarmed, Ahmad Abdullah. July 3rd again in San Leandro, California, a man not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. Whoop. Sorry. July 3rd, once more, Asheville, North Carolina, 57 years old, Wesley Taylor. Owasso, Oklahoma, 31 years old, Lance Paxton. Sorry. It's hard to work the phone with one hand. Champaign County, Illinois, July the 3rd, 39 years old, Randy Jackson. July 3rd again in Tell City, Indiana, 34 years old once more, Sean Hubert. July 3rd again, Orlando, Florida. Again, they point out that this person was unarmed, Derek Diaz. Lexington, Tennessee, now on July the 4th, 43 years old, Frankie Cope. July the 5th, in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, 24 years old, a man not yet identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. Fort Worth, Texas, on July the 5th, 30 years old, Branche Minter. Fort Worth, Texas, again on July the 5th, unidentified man. Ashe. July the 5th, once more, Prudenville, Michigan, 53 years old, Barry Phillips. July the 6th, Mesa, Arizona, 28 years old, killed by police, Sean Gagne. July the 6th again in Glendale, Arizona, 21 years old, Anthony Rios Jr. July 6th yet again in Bowling Green, Kentucky, a man who has not yet been identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. In Columbus, Ohio, 19 years old, killed by police, Abdi Samad Ishmael. July the 7th in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, 42 years old, killed by police, Samchan Samsanet. July 7th again in Roy, Utah, a man not yet identified, 39 years old.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. On July the 8th in Augusta, Georgia, 36 years old, Duderval Sejour. July 8th again, Columbus, Ohio, a man who has not yet been identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. July 8th again, Chesterfield, Virginia, a man who has not yet been identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. In Jersey City, New Jersey, again on July the 8th, once more a man who has not yet been identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Yet again on July the 8th in Council Bluffs, Iowa, 41 years old, killed by police, Matthew Briggs. On July 9th, Mescalero, New Mexico, they happen to mention this is a Native American person. We don't know the gender and we don't know the name.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. In Summit Cove, Colorado, yet again on July the 9th, 18 years old, killed by police, Charlie Foster. Again on July the 9th in Amarillo, Texas, 32 years old, Andrew Norton. Once more on July the 9th in Amarillo, Texas, and again they point out this person was unarmed, Isidra Castillo. In Covington, Kentucky, on the same day, July 9th again, a man who has not yet been identified.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
And that concludes this horrendously long list of people killed by the police. Mike check.
Mike check.
Thank you, Uncle Bill. So again, I want to thank each and every last one of you. I want to thank you guys for showing up last night. Even if you didn't show up in person, just showing up online with your support. I just want to thank each and every last one of you. I actually want to give Hillary a big shout out because her news interview was exclusive on Channel 2 last night. And I like the fact that she spoke the truth. Like, she spoke the truth. Just want to give her a big shout out. I want to give all you guys a big shout out. Live to love, love to live. I love you all. We will see you again next West Wednesday. Mic check.
Mike check.